Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. As promised, like I told y'all last night, I was going to give you a full review with spoilers about Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. We're seeing last night, broke on down, pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. I think this movie is going to be the standard by which I measure, me, not you, by which I measure all superhero movies going forward. For real. I mean, ever since me and Marvel Disney kind of been on the outs, I've been kind of like, dang, I really like to be able to talk about a superhero-based movie that I liked versus just kind of finding all of the spots that didn't work. But Across the Spider-Verse worked on a bunch of different levels. And I'm going to tell you why here in a second. But before I do that, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when the material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. All of this. Across the Spider-Verse. Let's talk about it. First, okay. I'm going to tell you what I like. I'm going to tell you what I didn't like. And we're going to give this joint an overall rating. A lot of bright spots in this movie. First bright spot I wanted to talk about was reference made to shared universes. There is a scene at the beginning of the movie, at a point in the movie, where they're talking about their duties. First, let me just break it down. Okay, the Spider-Verse is a whole thing in and of itself. Sort of a multiversal continuity maintaining force. I guess that is the best way to describe it, because they have in this movie, and I'm going to get to a little later, something that they call canonical events. Things that are supposed to happen no matter what across every universe. Like, for instance, Ben Parker is always supposed to die in every universe, no matter what. Generally, 99.99999% of the time, most people who become Spider-Man are bitten by a radioactive spider. There are some rare instances. My man, Miguel O'Hara, came to inherit spider powers just a little bit differently. Now, and ironically, Miguel O'Hara is kind of like the Nick Fury of the Spider-Verse, if you will. He's the shot caller. He tells everybody where they should go, when they should go there, and what they should do when they get to that particular universe. Like I said, canonical events have to happen. When canonical events do not happen, it causes a rift in another universe, which may potentially allow any number of beings who do not belong in that universe to come to that universe. Now, when we first see the beginning of Spider-Verse, the first, I think, like 10 minutes or so are focused on Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, whatever you want to call her. That gal, voiced by Hailee Steinfeld, who you may remember from the Disney Plus Hawkeye series and the previous movie. Anyway, we get to see her home life with Captain Stacy. and they aren't getting along too well because he's obsessed. The Gwen Stacy of his universe, remember, is Spider Gwen, and she became Spider Gwen because she was in. Well, not that's how she became Spider Gwen, but as Spider Gwen, she was involved in a battle with the Lizard, who in this universe is Peter Parker, and he ends up dying. Her best friend dies. Her thing is her friends keep dying, and the friend she wants to get to, Miles, is a whole universe away, and she misses Miles. Okay, bottom line, she's tapped to join the Universal Spider Team after, or multiversal, after she reveals her identity to her dad, and he don't take it well. So she leaves and goes on these missions and does all of these things, and she goes and visits Miles. We finally get to see Miles. Miles' arch villain is the Spot. Again, congratulations to this movie for making a Q-list villain viable. The Spot, a cool character, voiced by Jason Schwartzman, who gave me Ryan Reynolds vibes. And for a while, I'm real good at figuring out who's doing animated voices, but I couldn't figure that one out. Jason Schwartzman, last person I would have ever thought of voicing a character in this movie. If you don't remember Jason Schwartzman, he's been in a lot of stuff, but he, to me, is most notable, again, as playing a villain in a superhero movie. Gideon Graves in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yes, that dude with the glasses. But anyway, these canonical events, they mention the twerp and the Doctor Strange who created an anomaly in the 199999 universe. I loved hearing that. Absolutely. The MCU is not the 616. Stans, please stop painting it that way. It is not the primary universe. It's a jump off universe, bro. Deal with it. I'm sorry. Deal with it. Okay. Like I said, voice actors galore, man. Voice actors galore. Voice actors galore. A lot of the people came back for and reprised their roles, who we didn't expect. Mahershala Ali as Uncle Aaron reprises his role. Shamiek Moore as Miles Morales. Like I said, Hailee Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy. Brian Tyree Henry and Lauren Velez as Jefferson and Rio Morales. Issa Rae as Jessica Drew. Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara. And like I said, Jason Schwartzman as the Spot. Speaking of spots, another bright spot in this movie was the writing. Shouts out to Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and Dave Callahan for writing an amazing, engrossing story. And if you don't know already, Across the Spiderverse ends in a cliffhanger. Why does it end in a cliffhanger? Because they want you to come see the third movie. Duh, that's easy. And it makes you want to see the third movie. There's a lot going on in the movie. Miles Morales is kind of, I guess this is kind of like a coming of age moment where he kind of steps into his own as Spider-Man. And he's like, screw everything. I'm finna do what I do because I'm Spider-Man. Later on, we find out Miles Morales himself is an anomaly. What? See, Miles Morales got bit by a radioactive spider that wasn't from his universe. He wasn't supposed to get bit by that spider. He was bitten by a spider from Earth 42. Miles Morales is from Earth 1610. So he's an anomaly. The Peter Parker in his universe was supposed to get bit by the radioactive spider. At least that's how they tell the story. In the ultimate story, as we know in the comics, Peter Parker is Spider-Man and he ends up dying. Miles Morales gets bit by the spider, takes over. Okay. Some of the things I didn't like about this movie was the beginning. We spent an a large amount of time looking at Gwen Stacy's story, which I understand is necessary for the development of the plot, but I feel like way too much time was spent on Gwen Stacy. This almost, for us, if you didn't know any better and you came in halfway through, you'd have thought it was a Gwen Stacy movie because we got all of these dangling Gwen Stacy plot lines that we have to deal with. Later on, Miles Morales ends up getting into the Spider-Verse and finding out what it's all about, and he wants to join, but then he finds out what the Spider-Verse does, essentially allowing people to die because it is necessary for those people to die. And everybody's trying to explain this to Miles, and he's not getting it. Now, also a canonical event that's supposed to happen in every universe, Captain George Stacy is supposed to die at the hands of a villain while trying to save someone. Miles Morales goes into a universe, first of all, that he's not supposed to be in, and saves someone. And because it's someone he wasn't familiar with, because he's not indoctrinated into all of this, he creates an anomaly. And these anomalies cause, in some cases, universes to break down, which detaches the web, so to speak, which is all of the connected Spider-Verses. You see what I'm saying? So saving somebody can create that anomaly. Doing something that isn't supposed to happen canonically can create this little side issue or the degradation of one's own universe. So that's why people don't do it. Miles had no idea. But then when Miles was told all the Captain Stacys die, his dad got promoted to captain in his universe. Uh-oh. Now, there's this device in the Spider-Verse that when they want to send someone back to their own universe, it uses their DNA to send them back. Now, because Miles was bitten by a spider from another universe, he gets sent to Universe 42. Now, who's in Universe 42? Here's Uncle Aaron. Who else is in Universe 42? Miles B. Morales, a.k.a. the Prowler. Oh, doggy. That's the cliffhanger, folks. Evil Miles Morales. The degradation of the universe. All of this hinging on young Miles Morales. Coming of age, showing his feelings for Gwen, Gwen showing her feelings for them. For him, another bright spot. Daniel Kaluuya as Hobie Brown, a.k.a. Spider-Punk. So cool. So cool. Been cool. Way cool. Love the character. Love the character. He creates the catalyst that allows Gwen Stacy access to Miles Morales after Miles Morales leaves the Spider-Verse. Very cool plot line. Lots and lots, like I said, of cool things going on in the movie. The beginning, the ending, it was kind of, the cliffhanger was kind of a bummer for me, but I managed to get it. I understand the necessity for the cliffhanger, and it's actually kind of cool. Overall, my rating for Across the Spider-Verse, I give that joint an 8.5 out of 10. Great movie. I highly, highly, highly freaking recommend it. Are y'all going to go see Across the Spider-Verse? Have you seen Across the Spider-Verse? What's your favorite scene in Across the Spider-Verse? What was your favorite Spider-Man that you got to see? Because there was a lot of them. Drop it in the comments. And as always, moi, will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. Until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.